Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Grizzly Bear Sims YouTube channel and welcome back to GreenRiver episode number 22. So glad you came back for another episode. And I will apologize that videos this week that you're watching, at least the week that you're watching these videos, have been a little bit short on the number and the frequency and the schedule and all that kind of stuff. Just kind of preparing myself for being out of pocket for a week for my trip that is coming up, and I've just decided to do it more or less this way. You know, I can try to work hard and get videos and everything queued up and everything for my absence, but also it ends up just putting a little bit of extra work on me, and this is all supposed to be sort of fun and everything on my part, so that's kind of going to be the way that it's going to be for this. I will you know, at least try to make sure that there's always at least one or two videos a week to watch, even including my vacation that'll be coming up in August, the family vacation. My wife and I will be obviously going to the UK, to Belgium, for 2 weeks, a little over 2 weeks, 2 weeks and I think 3 days, something like that, 4 days, something like that. Anyway, hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful day, and I decided to go ahead and get some of the well, I got the tethering done, did the tethering off camera, and then the raking I decided to do most of the raking kind of in advance. It's probably one of the, well, as far as the whole haymaking process goes, it's probably one of the more weaker things that I can do. Sometimes I get my rows and everything are quite all messed up at the end of the day. And of course the reason why I'm shutting the rake off instead of just lifting it, of course I'm lifting the rake as well, but the reason why I'm shutting the rake off as well is because it does interrupt, or it does mess up the windrows if you drive over them, even if the rake is lifted up. And so I like a nice perfect straight line if I can certainly make it be that, and that's what we're striving for. So that's what we're going to do. So this is the last row here, and all the hay will have been raked into nice windrows for us, and we'll head over in just a moment and park the rake back over at the other storage area, and then grab the baler that is over there. I think that is where we left it the last time we used it. And again, pretty much all of this is going to go into hay bales. We're going to bale all of this, and may even pick most of it up. We'll just have to kind of see when we get that project done. So let's go ahead and get the rake folded up, and we will head over to the other storage facility, as I said, and pick up the baler, and then bring that over and get this baled quickly, or as quickly as we possibly can. And we'll get in the cab. That'll kind of quieten things down just a little bit. Our tractor's a bit dirty, but that's okay. It's been working hard for us, as you all know. You've been here sort of every step of the way, and we'll try to get through this. I sometimes think that some of these map guys, these map makers, stick these signs there just to make the obstacle, the turning and everything, a little difficult on our part, but that's okay. If we knock a street sign down or something, we've got a good county crew that can come out and put that back up for us. You know how I like to keep folks employed, and if it's not causing damage on our own farm, either with Billy Bob or Jack or myself running into things, then certainly the road signs will also help keep folks employed as well. All right, we'll just drop this off over here. I think we can swing through here, and yeah, that baler still has the heebie-jeebies. It still likes to kind of move around a little bit if we're not careful, and we certainly don't want to run into our semi there, so we'll back up here, and hopefully we can get this baler out of here. I don't want to have to reset it if I can avoid it. Of course, I'm kind of turning all over the place here, but let's see if we can grab it from this angle. There we go. That's close enough. And we'll try not to skin any of the paint, but can't be guaranteed on that. Don't want to hit the truck. There we go. All right. And we'll get back in the cab here. That'll make driving a little easier. So everything is going fine here on my end. It's been a couple of days again since I've recorded an episode. Just still kind of recovering from the Memorial Day weekend, the plumbing project that was just kind of a nightmare. I think one thing I have learned, and I don't know about you, so this is kind of a poll or a question going out to everyone, is are there just certain tasks that you just sort of realize that you're just not fit to do? So let's go ahead and get this guy here unfolded, unfolded is the correct term, I suppose. And then we'll get back over here on our baler and we'll unfold that. And let's see what we need to do here. We can turn her on. We won't lower the pickup just yet until we make this turn. But are there just jobs that, well, you just pretty much realize that you probably have no business doing? And again, if it's a minor little plumbing kind of task, like for example, if I need to replace an outdoor faucet, or if I need to do some faucet repair, or some slow drain kind of things in the bathroom sink, stuff like that, shower drain. Those are things that I'll still continue, I think, to do on a regular basis. But I think this last weekend's project has pretty much taught me that any other kind of major tasks that go on like this, I'm going to leave this up to the professionals, because as I sort of talked about in the previous episode, I think I gave you guys kind of the breakdown, the cost breakdown, the number of trips to Home Depot, picking stuff up, taking stuff back because it broke or whatever. Those are kind of routine things. Just about any project that I tend to do often requires at least 2 trips to the hardware store. Sometimes more, and it's not necessarily a fault of mine. It's just kind of how things go, I suppose. But I think plumbing, those are going to just be tasks that, well, I think I'm going to leave that up to the professionals, because after the little ER visit on Saturday and the multiple trips to Home Depot, it ended up costing a lot more than what we could have just cut to the chase and got the professional plumber out. And all would have been right with the world, I think. Alright, so hopefully that's not, yep, that's going to drop that in a good place. That's good. I do enjoy my mowing, my raking, tethering, baling, all that stuff. I still enjoy that. I think I used to really enjoy mowing and baling, making hay and everything on wall folds, and this map is, even though it's situated obviously in a completely different region, the Netherlands versus Scotland, it's pretty close enough, and very similar in styles, I suppose, the way that the maps play. Of course, just about every map will play similar, depending on how you're doing it, and especially like your animal types and stuff like that. Of course, I'm going to go ahead and say it because I'm thinking about it. I absolutely just adore the water mod, and if you're not playing that on your virtual maps, I would encourage you to take a look at that. Not difficult to install. I know a lot of people are maybe allergic to Giants Editor, but take a look at Farmer Klein's video. You can find it on his channel where he does the walkthrough on how to install it. And really, if you just pay attention, if you watch the video, maybe watch the video through the first time before you try to do it. And then if you have multiple screens or whatnot, if you can kind of slow things down, back up, rewind, watch the stuff over again. And then obviously if you've got all 3 animal types, that is cows, sheep, and pigs, then you're going to be doing the task essentially 3 times, because you're going to have to rinse and repeat to get all of them done. but it will be so well worth it in the end, and I think that you will come to find that playing a map without the water trough mod is going to be much like playing maybe without the seasons mod, or maybe thinking back to Farm Sim 15, playing without the soil mod, something like that, or playing without your favorite tractor. If there's something that you tend to always have on your maps, a favorite tractor or an implement or a favorite combine, favorite plow, something like that, you're going to certainly find that it's going to be in that category, I certainly think. And so many maps are getting created now and getting released or getting updated, and they're putting that water trough in. I think all of Stevie's maps, or at least from what I have been able to discern from his Facebook page, I know that Pine Cove Farm has the water trough add-on installed. I believe Snetterton's now has it, plus he's updated a few other things, and maybe even made a few fixes if there were things that kind of escaped him when he last did his go through of those maps and made corrections or whatever. But I think he's going to put that water trough mod pretty much on all of the maps, and that's just good. That's just good for all of us, because those are such wonderful maps to play and enjoy, and of course to have something as wonderful. And I've talked about this before. The water trough mod, to me, not only is it a time saver in the virtual world, it just makes sense, because I really do think, based on my experience, and I've watched real life farm videos. I've often talked about our Wyoming life, the video of the farmer that runs cattle up in Wyoming, northern Wyoming, and he's pretty much got water plumbed to all of his areas, except for maybe like the back 40 troughs and stuff like that. And of course that's understandable, and I really do hope that one of these days, I don't know if it's going to be with Farm Sim 19 or if we're going to have to wait even further, but I would love to be able to move our cows around, like for example, I would like to have the flexibility to do other types of cattle raising other than just dairy work. But let's say that we've got these cows in the pasture that they're in right there. How cool would it be if we could open a gate up and allow them to come into this area, or even if this other field over here was also pasture, and be able to move our cows around and everything and simulate how that might work. And of course, if we do move our cows around to a pasture in the back 40 or whatever, we might have to haul water back there to them. We might have to move food back to them, but it would give us something extra to do that would sort of simulate real life farming. So before I forget about it, let me grab my screenshot, because I will absolutely forget if I am not careful. And let me just do that. We are right back in business, baling our hay, making hay while the sun is shining, and hopefully the rain will hold off until we get the hay bales picked up. That is at least the goal. That's always the goal. Got to do everything that you possibly can to make sure that that you can do that. So let's do our let's go ahead and finish these up and downs over here. We'll just kind of go through this, and that'll be all right, I think. Coming up on about halfway through the video, I think we will have plenty of time to at least get one load of bales picked up. I haven't really been counting. Well, let's see. We've got a counter right there. I guess we have made 48 bales of hay so far. I don't know if I really realized that that counter was there until I looked over there on the HUD just to kind of see what the time was, and glanced across at my OBS screen, and I guess when my eyes came back across, I realized that there's actually a bell counter there. Of course, we are going to ruin that stack of bells, but that's okay. We're going to be picking these bells up the Grizzly Bear Sims way, the easy way, with our auto-loading trailer, and then obviously unloading them in our nice little facility, our nice little bell storage barn there. Love these mods that make life a little easier, because sometimes life is hard, and as John Wayne says, it's even harder if you're stupid. But certainly nobody's stupid around here, but certainly if we can take advantage of some time-saving things, it really helps, especially those of us that do content creation. It helps us kind of get some of the storyline moved on to other things, and I think that you folks would probably switch me off pretty quick if I had to load every single bell, all 57 bells that we've created so far. I guess this next load will make it 60. That's how the numbers work out, but I think you would all go crazy and probably turn me off, and go on to something else if you had to watch me do all this bell stacking. But thanks to the magic of the universal auto-loading script, it really simplifies that. And as I've often said, and many of you will be able to complete the sentence, there's no right or wrong way to play the game. It's however you want to experience it, what you want to do with this wonderful simulation game, then that is more power to you. All right, we've got, I think, one more down, and then I think another up, and we will have completed the majority of this anyways, and then we'll get these little strips here in the front and call it good. And of course pick all these bells up, 64 so far. There's our 65th bell. Baling at pretty high speed. I don't know if this baler actually does operate at this speed, but I've got my pedal to the floor of the tractor, and everything is working just fine. Well, the wife has hinted at a few more projects she would like to have me consider doing, but probably, as I have often said, after we get back from our vacation. She's got another floor tiling project that she's looking at trying to match up some tiles and everything for, but that'll also work out as far as that time frame is concerned, because well, it'll be a little bit cooler. Not that it gets super duper hot here in Colorado. Well, it can do. We can certainly get up into the 90s. We can even flirt with the triple digits. And of course it's indoor, but still it is a little, anytime you're working, it is a little hot. But I tend to enjoy doing these kind of projects in the cooler seasons. So we'll just have to kind of see how that works out. Not opposed to doing these types of projects, because as I was kind of saying in the top of the show, I do think that I have pretty much talked myself into any future major plumbing hassles to just go ahead and cut to the chase and call the professionals out, because I think in the end, at least for me, I have all sorts of tools. I've got table saw, bandsaw, all sorts of drills, drill presses. I've got tile cutters. I've got all sorts of other things that I can do a lot of different projects and everything with. But what I don't necessarily have is I don't necessarily have a lot of the plumbing type equipment that would be required to make real efficiency with the type of work and everything, especially what I saw the guy do around here. All right, we're going to leave this here for right now, so let me pull up to that one and we'll just drop that rig off and see it does bounce around a little bit, but it's okay. It's not going to cause us any problems. We'll get our larger trailer, connect up to the larger trailer here. All right, well, we've had to kind of change our plans up here because I could not, for whatever reason, the F1 menu did not show the whatever category the auto-loading trailer was set to, and it could be because this tractor is a little different with its IC, and perhaps I believe that there is a limited amount of space that things will display in the F1 menu. And so even though I would have liked to have used the bigger trailer, I have no idea what we were going to be picking up. So it is what it is, and I sort of I get frustrated a little bit because I try to do these videos and try to include as much different action and things for you all to watch and everything, and so sometimes best laid plans of mice and men just don't work out for us. And so because I couldn't see what it was, and hopefully that'll be something that Giants will correct with FarmSim 19. Will give us more real estate in that F1 menu so that we can see things that ordinarily we might not be able to see because of whatever reason. So obviously this trailer does not hold as much as the other trailer, but it won't take very long to get the job done. And we'll just pull up here like so. And gotta remember how to do this. It's Y, and there we go. Right in just like that. And we turn our workload back on, and back to picking up bells we go. And unfortunately, with them spread out 3 wide like that, it is kind of hard to get the trailer close enough to all of them. But not a problem. If you come at them from this direction, you can typically get all of them. Got another full load coming up just like that. Lickety split. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to let you all go because I think there's only so much excitement that you can watch me drive around in the field in circles and picking up bells and everything, but I think you get the point, and I will finish the rest of this up off camera, and I get everything stacked into the barn nice and neat. Thankfully, thank God for the auto-loading script, and we'll get this done, and then we'll get back probably for a new game day coming up in the next game day, which will be game day number 3 of early summer, and probably do a little bit of well, let's see, what will we do? Maybe a little bit of logging. Maybe we'll go and play around with the Scorpion King some more and produce some more wood chips and take that over to the compost facility and plan on doing that for a little bit. And then we've still got some more fields that we could mow, but I think that we've possibly done quite a bit of mowing in this series, and I know that some folks like it and some folks don't. And I just try to keep a nice even flow of stuff, but we'll do a little bit of forestry and play around with the industrial facility up there, and then hopefully before too long our wheat will begin to look like it will be ready to harvest, and we'll be in the harvest season. Of course, I think we're still several episodes away from that, obviously, unless I do a whole lot of playing off camera, but I don't really have a whole lot of time to certainly do that because everything else that's going on. But anyway, thanks for watching. I do appreciate you tuning in for this episode and all of my episodes here on the Grizzly Bear Sim YouTube channel. And I guess this is number 501 since the previous video was number 500. But thanks for watching. Thanks for watching all of them. And take good care of yourself and also of each other, and come back here very, very soon for another video here on Green River. Take care of yourself. Bye-bye.